Right. Hey, everybody. This is Maxine Taylor, America's first licensed astrologer. And Taurus, I have your forecast right here. And I'm going to share it with you in just a couple of minutes. But first, there are a few things I want to talk with you about that you might be interested in. First of all, as we all know, our world is crazy. And we are not on solid footing, seems like, and haven't been for some time. What I have found to be incredibly helpful is if you have your own personal forecast, because this is based on your exact minute of birth, the month, day, and year, and the city where you were born. And when you place your order, you include questions, and I'm able to guide you either through a 6-month forecast or a 12-month forecast. And those of you who've had me do your forecast know I always over deliver. If it's a 6-month forecast, I always give more than 6 months. And if it's an annual forecast, I give more than 12 months. So I'm offering these forecasts at a sizable discount. So go to my website, MaxineTaylor.com, and place your order for your own forecast for either the next 6 months or the next 12 months. You will find it incredibly helpful. And during the year, if you have questions, you may find that you need to touch base with me again. We will talk. That is my September special. My suggestion is that you take advantage of it because I don't offer specials that often. Okay. Now, I have an announcement. Some of you have been waiting for this book. It's called Your First Sexual Imprinting. And it is a method for releasing old emotional trauma. This is not an astrology book. It is, however, a book, a personal book to empower women. The first sexual imprinting is the first sexual experience. And if it was an unpleasant one, particularly if it took place when you were a child and you didn't have the words to express what was going on, that first imprinting colors the rest of your life. And I have interviewed women throughout this book who have shared very openly, very honestly, their stories about their first sexual imprinting. So if you have had a difficult time, perhaps you were molested when you were younger, perhaps you have found that you are still attracting that to you. In this book, I share my Take Back Your Life technique, and I show you step by step how to release the programming that is coloring your entire life. If you would like a private session with me personally, all you have to do is go to my website and MaxineTaylor.com and go to the spiritual coaching tab. There you will find Take Back Your Life. You can order your own session. I do it face-to-face with you on Zoom. I think you'll find it absolutely powerful, empowering, and in many cases, life transforming. Okay, now, Taurus, let's talk about you. Well, look at all this activity going on in this arena of the chart. First of all, I got to talk about Mercury retrograde because on the new moon, Mercury goes retrograde. And some of you may not be familiar with this. When Mercury, the planet of communication, correspondence, and transportation, goes retrograde, it appears to be moving backwards in the heavens. It affects the entire world, and communication, correspondence, and transportation are all confused. This occurs about 3 times a year. We move into the shadow of the retrograde prior to the retrograde itself. So for all intents and purposes, by the 6th, which is the new moon, right on through the entire month of September, and until Mercury goes direct in October, things are confused. You're not going to start any new projects. Instead, you're going to tie up the loose ends of unfinished business. Anything begun on a retrograde Mercury either fizzles out completely or has to be redone within the year. And the area in which this occurs is your work, it's your health, it's your job. It's the area of service. And so things can be very unsettled right now. The sun, the yellow planet, the giver of life, is in your 5th house of fun and games. So you're ready to party. Yay, do that, absolutely. But on the 22nd, the sun moves into your 6th house, and the center of your life becomes your job, it becomes service. And with Mercury retrograde in that 6th house, things are unsettled. They really are. Mars is the red planet. It's what we fight with and fight for. In your 5th house, you're ready to party. Your children are going to come first to you. Don't worry. They will let you know they're coming first because the sun and Mars are in your 5th house. And on the 14th, Mars moves into your 6th house and you're throwing yourself into your job. So you can see that this area of work, health, and service is very, very important. Now, Venus, the planet of love and beauty, is sitting in your 6th house with the sun and Mars and Mercury, adding beauty and love to your work picture and to your health picture. On the 10th, Venus moves into your 7th house of partnerships. And this is a wonderful time to interact with other people. Once again, we don't start new projects on a retrograde Mercury. So enjoy people and wait until after Mercury goes direct in October before tying the knot, before making permanent changes. On the new moon, on the 6th, this is when things start moving forward, but it's the new moon when Mercury moves into the shadow of the retrograde. And when it's in the shadow of the retrograde, it is not retrograde, but it feels as if it is. And this is why I'm saying, for all intents and purposes, on the 6th, right on through till mid-October, hurry up and wait. Keep that in mind. The new moon will start things moving forward in the area of children, in the area of fun, in the area of social life. And 2 weeks later, the full moon is in 28 of Pisces in your 11th house on the 20th. And the 11th house is the house of the humanitarian. This is you being a friend to all. So the new moon says your children want your attention, but the full moon says, I gotta be a friend to all. It's quite a beautiful forecast, I think. Don't you love it? I do. Okay, well, that is September. And I wish I had better news, but Mercury goes retrograde 3 times a year, and that's just what's so. Some of you are aware of this and you are prepared for it. So what you're going to do is tie up the loose ends of old projects, all during September and the first part of October. And join me next month when once again I take a look at your forecast and we solve the problems of Taurus. So till then, this is Maxine Taylor saying, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now, dear friends.